there's not going to be a lot of people like you.
No,
if
there's
you go
not.
to one of these events with like 10,000, 20,000 people, there may not even be anyone like you. If
Exactly.
you're doing your due diligence and if you're meeting every single person, not for what can you do with me, but you're supposed to match up. Who is like me? Who is going to help broadcast my message, my mission, and who are we going to align with? Because that's what abundance is. We're trying to collect this abundance in networking. But first, you need to find out who you are, right? This is when we started this whole thing. If you go back and listen to all these episodes, you'll start aligning yourself properly with who you are, right? Getting an abundance of all these things. When you start filling your life with abundance, then you're going to start aligning up with the right people. So you're now a part of that group.
Yes. Yep.
And how would you say, like I was asking, how would you say networking played a part in that?
So the fact that I reached out to him in the DMs, even though I reached out to him initially, just, how can we collaborate? How can we work together? It ended up being, he wound up being my coach and has propelled my career forward in doing so. But had I never reached out, had I never networked with him, I may not be where I am. I wouldn't be where I am right now. You have to make the first move. It's not like you're, some little girl in the dating world, where you sit back and wait for the boy to ask you. Like, that's not how the business world works. You need to get out there, get your face out there, get your name out there, get your brand out there. What is your brand? Are you true to your brand?
Yeah, most people think that networking is about just collecting their business cards and shaking hands. And, they think positioning is about just sounding important, being cool. They even think that branding is about colors and logos and taglines.
That's about this much of it.
That's wrong. It's all wrong. You don't get remembered because of what you do. You get remembered because of who you are. Okay.
Boom.
Or who you're even pretending to be. People can see right through that too, that inauthenticity.
I think we mentioned something about authenticity at some point.
Yeah, there's an episode back there in the tank if you guys want to check that out. And then the truth that nobody really wants to admit is that you're not really struggling to get opportunities because you're not qualified. Okay, you're struggling because the world can't tell who the fuck you are. Okay?
Yep. Oh, I love this.
Today we're going to fix that. Today we're going to dive into this because networking isn't about access, okay? And positioning isn't about strategy. Branding isn't about aesthetics, okay? They're all about identity and authenticity. This is what you carry.
Represent your authentic self at all times. That's how you develop your brand. That's how you develop all of it. It's within your identity that you are bringing out and showing the world and staying true to.
Yes. This is that authenticity. This is the one that you carry with you. It's the one that you project, and it's the one that you're willing to own. Okay. So let's get into networking and connecting. Okay. So networking, connecting is what about? Collecting contacts. This is what everyone, have you been to, I'm sure you have in your lifetime. You've been to these places, these,
networking events?
Like, I guess they're networking. Yeah, they're networking events. And
I've been to more than my fair share of networking events.
Right. Yes. And I've been to
like a bunch of, it reminds me so much of like the junior high and high school dances, like how everybody's standing around and like uncomfortable, like do we talk to each other? Hi, right. How are you? What do you do? Oh, that's cool. Like just sterile. So I actually love networking events though, because I love to go in and shake things up a little bit, just be my authentic self and, not have a care about being awkward or anything like that. Cause that is who I am. I'm not introverted at all. I have an introverted side that comes out at night after work, all of that. But I have no problem talking to people, as most people know. I have no problem talking to people.
Yeah. Listen, most people, what they're going to think is that to network is to collect contacts. This is what I'm supposed. This is what they think. I'm going to
Mm.
network, so I'm going to collect all these contacts. Okay, but
Mm.
abundance uses the network
Yeah.
to collect alignment. Okay, networking isn't
And
about
to
access.
give. The
It's
thing
not about
is, when you're
access.
networking, you should be giving value. How can you bring value to people's lives? Not just how can you collect their information? How can I bring value to your life? Because that person's going to remember you then. Always. That is in the networking world, how can I be of service? Right? How can I be a good steward of my brand? Right. And
Mhm.
so, like, for me, an instance for networking, something that I do is I signed up for there's a once a month entrepreneurs dinner. And this was so outside of my comfort zone. I was like, I am seriously, it's one thing to stand and talk to people, whatever, but to sit and eat dinner with a bunch of strangers,
Yeah,
it's
that's
kind of a
awesome.
crap shot. You don't know if you even get along with them, and you're going to sit and you're going to eat and all the things. But the first one I went to was absolutely fantastic. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. I met some great people and I was able to represent my brand.
Yeah. Because you don't network. You don't look. So look, I get it. People, you want to create your own opportunities, yes, but you don't network for opportunity.
No.
You need to network for mission fit. Okay. The
Mm.
question isn't who can help me or what can you do for me. I've seen it all the time at these freaking events. Everyone's just looking around. Who's going to help me? Who can give me the best thing? Who
Sure.
can give me this? No, not
Sure.
who can help me. It's who is running in the same direction that I am. Okay.
Yes.
Networking then becomes effortless because your identity is clear and people can see it and they can find you. They're like, okay,
Yes.
you're the one I need. I need you
Yes.
in my fucking pocket. I need you to run with me and just be on the same highway. We're going the same speed. Let's rock and roll. And the problem is that there's not a whole lot of people like you. There's not going to be a lot of people like you.
No,
If you
there's
go to
not.
one of these events with like 10,000, 20,000 people, there may not even be anyone like you if you're doing your
Exactly.
due diligence and if you're meeting every single person, not for what can you do with me, but you're supposed to match up who is like me, who is going to help broadcast my message, my mission, and who are we going to align with? Because that's what abundance is. We're trying to collect this abundance in networking, but first you need to find out who you are, right? This is why we
Mhm.
started this whole thing. If you go back and
Yep.
listen to all these episodes, you'll start aligning yourself properly with who you are, right? Getting an abundance of
Yes.
all these things. When you start filling your life with abundance, then you're going to start aligning up with the right people. You need to
Mhm.
align with the right
Oh, it's
person. And
crazy how the right people come into your life. Like,
yes.
once you start believing that you are on that track of, I guess, the right life, if you will,
Mhm.
it's amazing the people that are dropped in your lap.
Yeah.
They truly are. Like, your tribe is like, boom, given to you. And if they aren't in alignment, they're taken away.
Yeah. And you know what? There can just what we just said in alignment. If you're going the same speed, you find someone and then that person passes you up. That means you got to up your game. You got to up
Mhm.
your game or they got to up theirs. So
Yep.
it can be either one. It can be either one of those because I've had people also in my tribe and they're just like, nah, they lose that motivation. Maybe they
Mhm.
start dropping off with the discipline. It's like, hey,
Yep.
let's meet up, let's do this. And they're like, oh, I'm busy now. I'm like, I'm busy doing my thing. Okay, you're starting to be busy doing your own thing, which wasn't we were aligned and now we're not
Yeah, that
aligned.
happens. And you just
And
got to give
that's
that person grace, for the time
there is
being with
no
no
hate.
alignment.
Yes, there's no hate, there's no anger,
Yep.
don't feel any animosity or anything, or even if people start doing better, making more, whatever, they're just starting to become unaligned with you. And now it's time to start filling in that gap with somebody who's going to be realigned with what you're doing and where you're going. And
1000%.
that's about positioning. Okay. You don't compete when you're clear on who you are positioning.
No. Your position
Positioning is the
is
story.
your position, period. Like, your positioning in life, like how you position yourself. Like I said, that entrepreneurs dinner, that's part of my positioning. A, I'm an
Yes.
entrepreneur. B, I get out there and I show myself. That is my position. I am getting out there. I am talking to people in the DM so that they understand who I am, what I do, who I can help. And
Yes.
that's part of my positioning, is making sure that I'm networking.
Yes,
Isn't that
positioning. It's
funny
the
how it all goes
story.
together? All of it
Positioning
goes
is the
all together.
story. The story that the world tells about you when you're not in that room. If you
Mhm.
don't define your position, people will assign one to you.
Ooh.
that's no bueno, because now someone else is projecting your fucking brand, your position in a wrong way.
Yep.
And they start saying, using, and it can just be as easy as a word like,
Oh, this has
oh
happened
yeah,
to me.
Rex,
This
he does
happened to
this.
me
And I'm like,
recently.
really?
Yeah.
Let's hear about it.
I was there was somebody that was recommending me, right? They were trying to, say that I'm a good life coach, all the things, and I just did the rebranding from the love coach to the life architect. And, they said that I am which even when I was the love coach, I wasn't a relationship coach. That was not my niche. I help you love yourself so that you love your life. That was the whole theme behind that. But they introduced me as a relationship coach, and everything in my body cringed because I was like, ooh, that's not me. That ain't me,
And
and then you
what
kind of
part?
have to reintroduce yourself. But you've got to be to the point where you know your brand well enough that you can advocate for it.
Yeah, because that could be tough too. That can be very tough because if you
Yeah.
don't know what you're doing and what your niche and what your focus is, how the fuck is someone else supposed to know? You
For
know what I
real.
mean? You have to define
Definitely.
that. You have to define that. What your identity, what is going to be your focus in this. We're just talking about coaching, but this could be in any field,
Yeah, this can be any business.
any business that you've got yourself into. Because when someone else assigns that position to you, it's going to be fucking smaller than you deserve, man. Especially if they're not doing it right. No one can
Exactly.
explain.
Like relationship coach. I was like, ooh,
Right, right. And you know what? I think most people, they mean well. They mean
they
well.
do.
I've heard
Oh,
people.
for sure. It wasn't malicious. No.
Yes, I've heard people like from other people talk highly about me, and but they got the positioning wrong. So I'm like, well, that's great, but I'm like, that's not what I do. Like, that's not, you know what I mean? That's not
Yeah.
what I stand for, or that's not what I believe in, or whatever it is. Like,
Right.
I'm
Right.
glad that I'm really great that you're marketing me. I'm hyped about
Right.
that, but you're
Yes.
getting the
Thank
message
you.
wrong. The message wrong, and that kind of like, oh, then I
Yeah.
got to think, am I doing it? Like, am I sending this message? I
Well,
have to
yeah,
start kind
you
of
have
going
to
back.
ask yourself that because,
Yes,
at the end of the day, you are your mirror.
yes,
What somebody is observing of you is often what we're giving off. We
yes.
don't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so you really have to, I mean, in thinking about my brand, I definitely have taken into account not what other people think, but their perception. Does that
Mm-hmm.
make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
What they perceive. And so that it's a lot of branding, right, wrong, or indifferent, is people's perception of the brand. You can have the best of intentions, but it's the audience's perception of the brand that at the end of the day is what is going to drive or not drive them to participate in your brand.
I think it's difficult, especially in this era right now. We've got a lot of entrepreneurs out there. We've got a lot of people wanting to start a business. They're changing the trajectory of their life, and they want to start something new. And they're getting into entrepreneurs, starting a business. Right? This is good. This is great for everybody. For the
2020
economy.
had a lot to do with that because so many people either lost their job, were forced to go home, or forced to work from home, and many people developed different side hustles, if you will, that became in their career. And 2020 also opened up a lot of doors when it came to, things like Zoom, things like, coaching online everywhere. It was prominent before, but when people like Tony Robbins could no longer have, these huge live events, everybody went to online for a hot second.
Yeah. And you know what? There's enough people. There are enough viewers for everyone, for all of us. There's enough viewers for us, man. We can
Not
do
only
that.
that,
So,
you can share too.
yeah. So let me go back to this other point I'm trying to make is that not everyone. Most people, they're getting out of whatever they're doing and they want to get into this business, right? This entrepreneurship. What am I going to do? But we're talking about positioning. This is what happens. People, they move from one position to a completely different position. Okay. They're trained and they're trained to blend in. Okay. They're trained to be one. They're trained to be a team. They're trained to, that you've worked in the corporate world. They're not trained to stand out.
No.
They're trained to be a fucking zebra. Y'all know, you know what a zebra is. Y'all know what zebras are, white and black striped, right? Yes. There's nothing out in Africa that's black and white striped because they're not supposed to blend in with their environment. They're supposed to blend in with each other. This is why I call most people zebras because they're all just trying to be like one another. And hey, If it works for you, it's fine. It's your path. But
Yep.
you've went from being a zebra to now you have to stand out. You have to stand out because that's what being an entrepreneur is, being your own business, your own brand, networking. Now I have to be my own individual. And now how do I do that? You don't know. You've spent your whole life trying to fit in. Growing up as a mom, as a dad, your job was to teach your kid how to fit in.
For
and
real.
now you're trying to stand out. So you're trying to spend half of your life fitting in, half of your life getting out. And it's like, what the hell am I supposed to do now? This is what positioning is so important because now you have to change that focus. You have to try and
you got to move different.
Yeah, you got to be a little different. You got to like what did you do to try and stand out? What are you doing now to try and stand out as a coach in this industry?
So for me, something that I do different is, well, for one, I'm a female I'm extremely comfortable working with men. You know, I started in this business only working with men and then branched out from there. But that makes me somewhat different because most men's coaches, you know, most people, how do I say this? Most of those coaches that work with men are men. So it's that part. And then also I do one-on-one coaching. I do one-on-one high performance leadership coaching where I write a completely individualized program for people. And that's almost unheard of now. It's it's what made me late today. But
they don't know that, Mel.
I know.
Now they do.
Now they do. Yeah,
she was like, guys, and not like 5 minutes
making
late.
an AI based program for one of my clients, and that is what I do different. Is I put that individualized one-on-one touch, so that you know when you work with me, I'm solely working with you. Like that time spent with you is all about you, and it's not. You know, I do have group options. I do have all the other things, you know, that other coaches do too, but it's something that sets me apart is the one-on-one coaching because it's my baby. That's where I thrive at. And I love it. I love one-on-one coaching and I love being able to individualize somebody's program so specific to them. You know, if you are like, I have the client that I was just working on. He is a tournament golfer. He is a business owner. He is a coach. He is a father. He is a Christian. You know, all these things play into his program where his program is never going to work for the next client. And so that's kind of what sets my brand apart. And then also the life architect. I ask people if they've ever heard of a life architect, and usually the answer is no. And so I get to fill in what that is. I get to define what my brand is. So that would be my positioning is that I get to define what my brand is. And I'm my own walking billboard.
So yeah, your brand it's the emotional experience of who you are.
Yeah, well said. I love that.
Yeah,
it is because even when I say the life architect, like there's a part of me that's it hits home for me because I have designed the life that I have now. I fully believe in life by design, and that's how I coach. And so there's a part of me like that hits to my soul when I say that out loud. Like there's an emotion behind saying my brand out loud.
Yes. It's not colors, it's not logos or fonts. Like that's all cool and it's pretty to stay like on brand because
you do have to do that.
You have to have some. That's because you have to have some consistency in your message. Because if you have like one logo this way and another logo the next day and this brand, you know, it's like, and people will not trust you if they cannot predict you. Remember that. So be predictable in the way that conforms with your message, your brand, your positioning. It's not just about the logos. It's great. But if you put more work into the emotional experience of who you are, people are going to follow that. That is what they want to network and connect with.
Yes.
So
yes.
Maybe because it's all about trust. It's about trust, right? And would you trust,
have to build trust.
If you went to one of these events, let's say you went to one of these networking events, same bullshit fucking white bread, shake my hand, take my card, here we go, blah, blah, blah. Now, if you connected with somebody, and now you connect with somebody who you feel is authentic because they're opening up, they're telling you about how they started, their struggles,
there's an emotion behind it,
their pain, their fucking, all the things that they failed at. But now they're like, now you're going to remember that story. You're going to remember them and you're going to connect with them on an emotional level because maybe you had the same struggles, the same type of bullshit that they went through. Now you're ready to buy. And I mean,
their positioning showed vulnerability, which therefore you were able to connect
Yes.
And there's a big piece in there, though. That vulnerability piece that you were talking about, that does breed connection. That does breed remembering.
Yeah. I went to this overlanding expo just a few weeks ago, and I went to, I love overlanding. I love taking my Bronco out into the world and just camping out there. I love doing that. And so this expo had all kinds of cool shit. And it was towards the end. I had already done all my purchasing. Okay. I was like, okay, no more, Rex. You're done. You're done buying.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then, so we're like making my way out. And then towards like the outskirts of the building on the way to the parking lot, I met up with this one last vendor. And I was like, oh, this is a kind of a cool product. But that wasn't what sold me on the product. I was like, the guy had some similar colors, similar look, and this is how we are as veterans. This is how we advertise to other veterans to say, hey, I'm a veteran. This is who I am. We're holding up signs here. We wear the same kind of fucking things. That's just to say, hey, any veterans? I'm holding up the spotlight. Are you a veteran? Let's hang out. Let's share stories. That's
that alignment.
Exactly. And that's what he did. He was like, hey, this is who I am. This is my story. Real quick. He told me his story, how he struggled to try and get the right product, out here. And I was like, dude, I love that. I love that so much.
Me
I was like, I love it so much. I'm going to buy from you right now. So I purchased from him, and he was like, well, he liked that I liked that so much that he was like, well, tell me about you. What are you doing? And I was like, okay, let me tell you. So I told him about me, the nonprofit I'm doing for veterans and such. And he was like, oh, dude, how can I support you? Right. So now, now we are aligned. And now he's even like, dude, you could be, an affiliate if you want. I'll give you some products and that you can, I was like, oh, fuck, dude, let's go.
That.
Right. But that's all about being authentic with those connections and that networking. It's not just about what can you do for me. It's like, hey, share a little bit about your true brand, that emotional. Yeah,
positioning yourself as your brand.
Yes.
At all times, represent.
Right. And then immediately you will align with people that are supposed to be in your life that are on that same track as you are. And when you start opening yourself up to those types of opportunities, people will start saying, hey, what can I do for you? You're authentic. I'm not going to give you. People don't give to inauthentic people. No, if they know they are, right. If they're good at lying, that's something else.
Well, and oftentimes you can feel the vibe. You can feel the vibe. In authenticity, you can feel that vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, your brand is it's built really on three things, right? It's your identity, right? It's who you believe you are. It's integrity.
There's that perception again.
Right. There's an integrity, right? This is how consistently that you keep showing up. This is that. And then impact. And that is what changes because you were there, right? What impact are you having on the fucking
Say that
world?
one again. I love that. Say that again.
Impact. How consistently show up is integrity, and impact is what changes because you were there.
Because you were there.
Yes.
That's the impact you leave.
Exactly. That is your mark that you leave on the world. This is what everybody wants. Everybody wants some form of remembrance. Like, what did I do?
Position yourself so that you are able to do this. And even if it's a 5-second legacy, your brand will be remembered.
Yes, exactly. You will be remembered. And it's just like, you ever see that movie? What is that movie with Achilles, and Brad Pitt plays Achilles, the demigod.
Yeah, not
Troy. It's called Troy.
Yes.
Yeah, and he talks to that little kid, and that little kid's like, "Oh, you're gonna fight this mate? He's too big, man. I would never fight him." And he looks down at him. He's like, "That's why you'll never be remembered."
Boom.
Damn. I was like, "Oh man, that just blew my mind." It's so true. If you're not willing to sacrifice, not put up,
and get out there.
The thing, you won't be remembered. And everyone wants to be remembered. You want to make an impact. That's what you want to do.
I mean, if you are out there, you are an entrepreneur, right? Remember why you got into this. Because sometimes we lose focus of the why we got into this. And remember why you got into this, because that's going to drive your positioning. That's going to drive your branding, your networking, everything is your why. But if you lose focus of that, then you're losing focus of part of your brand, which is you.
Yeah. I see it all the time online. If I see a brand that's wow, man, that's emotional connection. I'm liking, and I'm following, I'm subscribing, I'm whatever you need me to do for you. I'm doing
you got me feeling something.
You got me. That's what people do. They purchase on an emotional level, and it's the same. It's no different. It's no different for people like us as coaches. We're trying to get our brand and our message, our what we do out there. There's
Yeah,
people
I want people to purchase emotionally because I can help you emotionally.
right.
And I can help
Like
you not to purchase things quite so emotionally too.
yes, I want to make that impact too. I want people to be like, yeah, wow, that's there because Rex did that. Like
Yeah.
that's my fucking hands in the cement.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what I
what
would
you
love to
brought to
do.
the table.
Yeah, yeah. A strong brand. If you have a strong brand, it's like a promise. It's a
Yeah.
promise. Like I'm
Your
gonna do
word.
this, and this is
Like
what
that
we
old
do.
school thing, keeping your word.
Yeah, like I can make a promise right now, right here, and I'm sure you could do the same thing, Mel.
Hmm.
I I'm not desperate. I'm just saying I'm making a fucking promise that if you were to take me on as a coach, your life will change. I
Oh,
will
for
change
sure.
your life. It
Yep.
depends on how you
My
want it to
my
go.
little line is always, "You will love your life." I put my name on that. You will love your life.
And why? Because we love people, man. We got that energy.
Yes.
We just got positive, great, forward thinking energy. We know how to get people forward. We just know it. And
Yep.
we will have impact in your life. We will. You'll know we were there. And that's a promise.
Yes,
That's our
that's
brand
for
promise to
sure.
you.
You will definitely know that we were there. Your life will never look the same
Yeah.
as it did
Yeah.
when, you first meet us. I know that my life doesn't look the same as when I first met you, Rex. That's for sure. We have definitely had impact on each other.
Yeah, for sure. I really like that. I really like this the show. I
That's how
like
we
this
met. We
this
met through
connection.
networking. I did the
We
same
did.
thing with you. A
Yeah.
message to you. I sent you a DM. I just realized that. We met
And
through my little networking.
because what? Because you felt like there was some type of an alignment.
Yeah.
You probably heard a message from me and you were
Yep.
like, "Yo, that is what
I said,
I
I need to be on that podcast.
yeah, oh, yeah, that's right. That's oh my gosh, I forgot how we started on that one episode. What was it?
Yep.
Um, um,
Yep.
um,
And I
was
said,
it
I need to be on your podcast.
was it what was a warrior look like? Is that what it was?
Yep.
Oh my
Yep. It was
gosh.
what does a warrior look like? And I was your guest as the love coach.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then, and then it worked so well. We just flowed so well. We were in alignment.
That was really yeah. You could tell, and you could usually tell from like instantly with the
Yeah.
connection with your networking with someone if they align with you or not.
Yep.
Like right now,
And then we just
I've got
built it into this.
yes, yes, and this is a fantastic thing. I love it. There have been people also in the past. Okay,
Yeah.
that it seems like it's an alignment, and then it just like
Well, that's like,
crumbles.
yeah,
But
that's
that's
like with any
okay.
relationship, business relationship, personal
Yeah,
relationships. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
oh, I
Oh,
thought that was going to go a
oh,
lot different.
zoinks, yoink.
Like,
Yeah, but you know what? Hey, my life is always going to be filled with opportunities because
yep.
I'm open to them. I'm like,
Well, yeah. And
let's
you
go.
learn from every experience too.
Yeah. If you're out there and if you're like, yo, you're aligning with me, reach out, man. DM, put it in the
Say
comments.
hi, just like
You
I
want?
did.
I've got a couple ideas for a couple of other shows, man. And I'm actually they don't know this. People that some y'all out there, you're being interviewed right now and you don't even know it. And I'm like, maybe not. I don't know. You're because you can tell flaky people once you
Right.
connect with them. And at first, right? At first, you're like, oh, I like the way that I like I like what is that saying called? I like the cut of your jib. You can tell like in the beginning it
Yeah.
seems like there's a brand there and there's a message there and then you're like, hey, yeah, maybe I'll buy, but you'll keep it in your cart, right? And you walk around the store and towards the end of the store towards the end of your trip you're like, you know what, I don't really think I like this.
I'm going to
You
put
know
this back.
what? So yeah, there's actually somebody out there and I'm like, maybe not because you know what, you've shown me your true colors and now
Yeah. No,
sorry,
not
you
so much.
didn't make the cut. You're not aligned, and not in a way that's like, oh, I'm better than you. It's like it's just an alignment thing. It's
Yeah.
I want, and you have to be aligned in a way that's like, I'm not
Well,
just out here trying to make money. I'm here trying to make impact.
yeah.
And
If the alignment's not right, the positioning's not right. If the positioning's not right, the impact will be off, completely
mhm,
off. And if impact is the number one principle behind your driving force of why, then that has to be, alignment has to be priority.
yeah,
And that's with
and
anything, with, like I said, with any relationship, whether that's a, podcast relationship, professional relationship, personal relationship, friendship, all of the above.
you're my friend.
You're my friend. We
So
are.
here's
We're good friends. We're
so
good at that.
there's a what do you call it, an intersection. Excuse me, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, on how these three create an abundance. Okay, the networking part of it's going to expand your reach. The positioning is going to clarify your value, and the branding is going to amplify that identity. And those three all together, they create a magnetic pull. They
Yes.
pull.
Yeah.
It has an abundance effect, right? They you stop fishing and trying to chase people, and you
Yeah.
start attracting. Now you become like a fucking light, and like all the
Yes.
moths start coming to
It
you. And
truly
moths are
takes
not
you
bad.
realizing your value though to get that like moth to the light effect, you know?
Yeah,
You
that's
have
what.
to realize your own value to be able to convey it
Yes.
to others.
I mean, that's what everyone wants. Isn't that what everyone wants? Is just say like, hey, like here's my flag. Like here's me. Who wants to hang out? Who wants to align? It's not
Yeah.
that easy, man. It's
And
not that
so
easy.
it a great way to like increase your own value, like I said earlier, to others is by providing value. Do for others, be of
Yeah. Yeah.
service. You know, how can I, like you were telling your story, you know, how you were, the guy just naturally came back. You were of value to him, right? By listening to his story and by buying his product. And therefore he's like, how can I, you know, show you value? You are of value also, you
Yeah.
know, and it's that, I don't know, give and receive and give and receive. Those that
It's
give will
absolutely.
receive.
Yeah. And you
You
have
know,
to,
if
but
you're
you have
just
to
looking to
come.
receive, you're not going to get anything. You're not.
Yes, you have to come from a a place of just giving,
Yeah.
just to give, not to
Just to give,
receive,
not to receive.
not for the possibility to receive either, because that's when it
No.
comes to you, is when you're doing it from the love,
Yeah.
from I want to give, man, I want to give, because
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah.
when you open this. Here's a great example. Here's a freaking great example. I've seen it so many times. You ever like have someone open the door for you, and then
Mhm.
you go in, or you've seen someone open the door for you, they go in, and then you're like, thank you. And it's like, wait, did you do that for a thank you? Like, no, you either did it because you were, that's who you are. I just want to help and assist
Yeah.
or provide some type of support, or you're doing it for a thank you. If you're doing it for a thank
Mhm.
you, fuck off. Don't do it. Just go through, man. Like, stop.
Oh, you have to, you know, and the thing is, when I say you have to give in order to receive, oftentimes what I've noticed in my own personal life is when I am out there and I'm giving, that is my mindset. I have the go giver mindset. Excellent book. Highly recommend The Go Giver. If you haven't read it, read it. Anyways, the go giver mindset, you know, you are of that giving presence. And oftentimes I won't receive from that direct source. I'll receive abundance huge over here because I'm giving so unselfishly to this source over here.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
and
it's,
you will be seen, and you will be extended. That network that network will extend your reach, because someone else is
yep,
going to see that. Someone else is going to be like,
yes,
"Yo,
yes.
I know Melanie. She's got a big heart. She's really good. She doesn't do anything for anyone besides her. I mean, she doesn't do anything for herself. She does things for everyone else." Oh, sorry, that's what I meant. And then once that gets out, forget it. People are like, "Okay, give me her number. I want her number,"
Yeah,
because that's who you want to connect with. Are people that
yep,
have big hearts that want to help. Okay,
for
you
sure.
don't you don't network or position or brand from logic. You do
Yeah,
it from your identity. Who you believe that you are determines who you're going to connect with, and how you show up and what the world sees. This is the spine of this episode today.
yeah.
So I've got some tactical takeaways for listeners.
Yes, yes. List
Yes,
them off. Let's
we
go.
have got to do the first thing, one thing first, is audit your network. Okay, find out
For
who
sure.
who
That shouldn't
drains
even be a
you.
question.
Right. So who drains you versus who aligns with you. I know who's out there. I know you've got somebody that just continues to pull from you and pull and pull. They're like a
Yeah, I
freaking
don't let
leech.
those people keep pulling anymore. Like now it's like I've got this big ding, 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 like radar when it comes to people that just want to take, you know, like, hey, can you help me with this? And now it's different if it's like, you know, my friends, my tribe, where we, you know, give and receive back and forth. But if I notice that there's somebody that's like, oh, a take, take, take type of person, I'm like, I need to distance myself because I'm a giver and I will be drained by you. So, yep, I have to
You know
stop.
it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Boundary
You've got
set.
it may
Sometimes
sound
it's a silent boundary too. It doesn't even always have to be announced. You
yeah.
know, it's just, no, I need to keep you over here.
That is a great point. You may not have to prune the
Yeah.
freaking branch off, but maybe you just need to start concentrating, putting some sun over here, and
Yep.
just kind of leave. You don't have to
Shifting
like
that
get rid
energy.
of it. Shift it over to the people in your life who are aligning with you.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I want you all to define your position in one sentence. Okay. I help blank, 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 do blank, blank, by blank. Okay. If you can't define, then you don't fucking know. Okay. It's that simple, really. You have to just, it may take you writing it down, and you may have to write it down several times. It should be like, no, that doesn't sound right. No, that's not right. No,
And say it
I
out
went through.
loud, because that
Yes.
happened to me. I picked a great positioning statement, and then I went to say it out loud, and I'm like, I was like, okay, that didn't work. That sounded great in theory. That does not work. So you have to go back to the drawing table.
Yeah, exactly. Some of these things, they sound great on a resume, but when you actually, like, I tried this years ago. It's taking years for me to freaking make it, and to like practice it. And you go to these networking places, and you're just like, hi. I'm like, no, that doesn't sound right. I'm like, I thought it was cool. It just doesn't sound right. So you'll go through iterations. Not even
close. Yes.
It just has to, you have to define it, and you have to practice it, and you have to see what fits your identity, what fits you, your mission. Okay.
Yeah.
Identify your brand promise. Okay. People can count on me for blank.
Boom.
Yes.
I said, mine. You will love your life. When you work with me, you will love your life.
Yes. You will love your life. And if you work with me, you will change. I promise that. That's my promise to you. You need to stop trying to be visible everywhere. Okay.
That puts the tooth in.
Be unforgettable somewhere.
And then that grows.
Yes, a lot of entrepreneurs are trying, and I hear it from them too when I get into these groups, and they're like, "Oh, are you on this? Are you on that? Are you on this? And are you on that?"
Oh my gosh!
I'm like, guy, relax. No, I mean, I don't post on everything everywhere all the time. I'm not like that movie. Okay,
I used to, and that was really draining.
It's draining. And plus, my message doesn't fit there, because those are people that don't give a shit about this kind of stuff. They don't want to fix their life. They're not trying to move forward. They're not trying to get over anything. They're not trying to get a coach.
Yeah, exactly.
So stop trying to just be everywhere. Stop pushing this. What are you, a drug pusher? You're a social media drug pusher? Stop it. You're not that. Right? You don't own these platforms anyway. You're just pushing for someone else. Jeez, that's worse. You're not making anything out of this. Yes. Be unforgettable somewhere. Unforgettable. Okay.
Somewhere.
Yes. And then replace what do I do with who am I becoming? That's the real brand. Who am I becoming? Who are you becoming, Mel? Who are you becoming?
What?
Think about it.
I'm becoming the highest version of myself.
Oh, nice.
Always.
I'm becoming the most authentic man on earth.
I love that. I love that.
Dude.
Let's go.
Yes, Mel. Do you have any final closing words of wisdom, nuggets, statements, anything you need to get off your chest, anything about networking, branding?
Honestly, when it comes to networking, when it comes to, growing your brand, when it comes to any of these things, your positioning, all of it, get outside of your comfort zone. If it feels uncomfortable, you're in the right spot. It's not supposed to be comfortable to network. It's not. You're literally pushing yourself constantly further and further outside of your box, right? Like, if you start feeling comfortable with the networking you're doing, do more, do better, do different.
I love that. And closing, here's the part most people miss. Okay. You're broadcasting a signal every time you walk into a room, you shake a hand, or you post something online, or even tell someone what you do. That signal is your identity. Okay. Not your resume. Networking is going to amplify your signal. Positioning is going to sharpen your signal, and branding makes your signal unmistakable. But none of it works if the signal is weak, confused, or borrowed from someone else. So here's your challenge for the week. Stop trying to be visible. Start becoming undeniable. Audit your network, clarify your position, own your brand, and most importantly, step into the identity that matches the mission you're actually here to run. Because abundance doesn't respond to effort. It responds to alignment. And when you get your identity right, the world finally knows where to find you.
Yes.